You've seen it. You think to yourself, maybe I'll finally get this. Wait. Before you go and spend your hard-earned cashola, let's just take a moment and let me explain to you why you shouldn't be getting Arma Reforger. Hey there, everybody. My name's Saber, and I've been playing milsim games for about 10 years now. Arma Reforger first hit our screens in 2022, and although it had an extremely rough launch, Bohemian Interactive's newest title is revolutionary, from enhanced graphical fidelity, realistic environments, and sometimes rewarding experiences with its conflict game mode. Even with all these amazing new features, Reforger is just missing something crucial. Something that everybody should expect from a military simulation experience. So, what is it? Of course, before I answer this question, we need to understand Reforger's game mode, Conflict. This mode spans across the entirety of Everon, and at its core is a team-based capture and hold scenario where the United States Army and the Soviet Union contest points across the map to secure 5 made points. A 51 square kilometer island where a 24v24 player virtual war takes place. This is where one of Reforger's key problems lie. If you couldn't already tell, official conflict servers are severely lacking player count. Compared to the previous Arma titles, it's hugely underwhelming, and I've gone out and discussed this with a few regular Reforger players, and seemingly it's one of the key issues that keeps popping up time after time. If Bohemia wants this conflict mode to flourish, it needs to drastically improve its player count to at least a comfortable 50v50. War overall is a chaotic and overwhelming situation, and right now conflict just doesn't give you that. Don't get me wrong, there are moments that do give you that experience, but it's usually short-lived and just doesn't happen as often as you'd like. Personally speaking, the biggest downfall in conflict right now is that 9 times out of 10 you're either capturing the objective that has a minimal enemy presence, fighting AI, or defending an objective from a handful of players. For a game mode called Conflict, it should really just be called Skirmish. Alternatively, if you wanted to go and play on community servers which feature conflict with a much higher player count, in some instances with 128 players. The only downfall of these servers is that these community servers require you to download a plethora of mods or are just situated in a part of the world where your ping is higher than you'd like. For a newer player, these are just outright annoying. Conflict was sold to us as a huge dynamic war scenario, featuring frontline battles, meaningful logistics, and an overall rewarding teamwork experience. But it's far from that. If you hopped onto a game of Conflict right now, I'd assure you that 80% of the objectives your team has secured have no supply or assets. The bases where most people are spawning are being drained by players for some unknown reason, needing 20 saline bags, 10 tourniquets, 4 different rifles, 15 grenades and 5 rocket launchers in their backpack. I slightly exaggerate that, but seriously, the amount of times I've killed people in Conflict with an absurd amount of gear is just absolutely mind-boggling. You'll find another 1/3 of the players on your team flying around in either armed or unarmed helicopters, aimlessly flying or shooting around the map, or even just finding some players, and this isn't their fault, just simply lost and not really understanding what their goal is or to even where to go. In Conflict, there is no real incentive for teamwork, and I feel that although Arma is a renowned sandbox milsim experience, Conflict shouldn't freely reflect that, and I think that we need some slight enforcement to promote that ethos. Controversially, I don't know, some people are going to be so mad about this, I feel that Conflict needs to take a similar approach to the popular Invade and Annex game mode from Arma 3 that featured a set of limited roles and really gave a player a purpose and also restriction in that complex war machine. No matter what you may be thinking right now at this moment, we really need to take into heavy consideration some serious issues that are also plaguing the game in its current state. From the abhorrent packet loss and server FPS issues to the constant griefing and the simple bypassing of vote kicking, we are now almost at a crossroads with Arma Reforger's development, where about 90% of the roadmap is practically completed. And although we can look at this with rose-colored glasses with upcoming content and features, a shadow is beginning to loom over Arma Reforger, where once the renowned fully fledged military sandbox experience is starting to become a soulless shell of its former self. So, if you were to ask me, is it worth getting Arma Reforger in 2024? You'd expect me to say no, right? Well, not exactly. I love this game. The era and the feel, it's perfect in that regard. It's so refreshing to see how far it's come in recent times, but I also feel like its conflict game mode is its true anchor. It's begun to lose its direction from either technical or human limitations, I'm not sure. Honestly, I really want what's best for this game, and I can definitely see it becoming something more than anyone could ever expect. Right now, in this current time, it just doesn't feel ready. Of course, the whole point of this video wasn't to shit can on Arma Reforger. I don't hate this game, I just want what's best. I just feel, especially for people who may have never had experience in Arma game right now, I feel like they may not have the best experience that Arma can offer, and I just wanted to sort of bring that to the masses.